Another grueling sweep for the Seattle Mariners. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the series analysis episode of the Seattle Baseline Podcast. My name is Julian Smith, and I'm with Alex Hong. Alex, I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't even know where to start when you have a series like this. So I'm just gonna give you the reins here, and I'm gonna have you talk about how you feel about this series because obviously you can tell how I feel about this series just the way that
Yeah, I feel the same way. Thank God we're not against the Padres anymore. Oh my goodness. First, got swept twice, 0 for 6. Even I think even really bad teams, win at least one game against every team. Maybe not, but this is just terrible. Oh, there are so many problems with this team right now. Like, we gotta really dissect this. I think we should talk about what we think is the main reason why we lost this game. So the first game, let's just talk about it game by game. The first game, Hancock had a really good start, right? He was our best pitcher in this series, starting pitcher, definitely. The problem was the offense. Now, I'm not too upset because we were against the Padres' best pitcher, or one of their best pitchers, one of their better pitchers in Randy Vasquez. And then I remember the eighth inning we were against Jason Adam and Mason Miller. So we were basically cooked from that point on. But the offense didn't really do much. They got some hits, they just weren't able to score. Second game, we had no chance because Gilbert had an atrocious start. He gave up what
seven
seven earned
runs.
runs?
Yep.
Yeah, we can't win. Well, there's no way we're scoring that many runs. And the last game we got one hit, and I think that's good enough to show you why it was bad. And Kirby also had a bad start. So it's just like when I like the Sunday night game, which was the Sunday game, like the last game of the series, when they went up 2-0. No, yes, they went up 2-0, and I was like, okay, we can still come back from this. But then they scored like 5 runs, I think, in the sixth inning, and I was like, oh, it's over. It's a wrap. There's no way we're scoring seven. Like, there's no way we're scoring 8 runs. Like, I just lost complete faith. So to win this type of series against their type of pitching, we had to have good pitching. And not
Mhm.
even, it doesn't have to be elite pitching, it just has to be good enough for us to have a feasible chance to win. If we have to win, if we have to score 7, 8 runs because starting pitchers are giving up that many runs, we are not winning these games. Definitely not. Not against the Padres. So we basically lost I know the offense played bad, but the second and third game we basically lost solely because of the starting pitching. There was no way we could come back from that. So that's I think that was the main problem.
Yeah, and I think looking back at it, the the second game I thought was a decent offensive performance. But other than that, first and third game I thought were horrible offensive performances. Third game you did score three, but that was only after they put in their pitcher that's Hideki Matsui, quite frankly, is not one of their top end relievers. And when they put him in, that means, hey, we're winning by so much. Go eat some innings for us. And he did that.
Yeah.
And so you didn't score runs against the good part of their pitching. The good part of their pitching came out in the first game when you had Mason Miller and Jason Adam. And that's the offense played to score one hit in the third game and to score no runs in the first game. In the previous episode when we talked about the Padres, we said if you want to win this series, you need to attack the starting pitcher. You can't rely on relievers coming in and then you being able to score runs. That's not happening with this type of team. And so when I see 0 runs in the first game and then one hit in the second game, it shows me you didn't do anything against the starting pitcher. Your scouting report wasn't right to some extent because if if you are facing the pitcher for 5 or 6 innings, you should be able to create a scouting report for that pitcher within that span. Even if you don't have the correct report at that point at the start of the game, you should be able to make a feasible strategy by the end of the game. That's why they say third time through the rotation or third time through the order. They weren't able to do that, and That's one of the reasons that they lost this series. Pitching needs to be better, but offensive strategy needs some work as well.
Yeah. And I think this will lead us on to our next point. Another problem, and I'm not saying this problem is a complete excuse, but it is does make sense of why this team isn't performing well, and that's the injuries. We've had enough injuries at this point to where it's definitely significantly negatively affecting the team.
Okay.
And we'll get to the Cole Emerson situation in a moment. Let's just talk about who's injured, right? Brendan Donovan, now he's on the IL. Okay, I guess it's still with the groin. I guess, he wasn't doing
Yeah.
right, and now he's on the IL. Okay, now he's gone. We've had Victor Robles gone already, right? And now JP Crawford, it looks like he has a triceps contusion. That might be like a day-to-day thing, but for now, for the time being, he's gone, right? So we're now in a
Cal
situation where
Raleigh,
oh yeah, and I did. Oh yeah, there's so many guys I forgot about. Cal Raleigh, one of the more important guys. He's out of there. Yeah, so we've been starting, we've been having Peralta and Garver catching.
Prada.
We had Leo Rivas now playing. Basically, he has to play now because of that situation. Shoot, at this point, Luke Rayleigh might have to play first base now. I don't even know. Like, it's just been a situation like that. But the Mariners, what they decided to do was they decided to call up Cole Emerson for the third game, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's something we definitely need to talk about. We talked a lot about Cole Emerson this offseason. I don't think anyone expected him to be up this early. So, what are your entire thoughts? Because he got called up before the Crawford injury even occurred, right? So we got a lot, I think, to talk about. I think there's a lot of different opinions on this. What are your thoughts on Cole Emerson?
I'm you just mentioned a lot of people were thinking Cole Emerson shouldn't have been called up early. That's what I'm thinking too. I think the Cole Emerson call up was the response to the Brendan Donovan injury that happened. They said if Brendan Donovan's injured and you have third base open, let's bring Cole Emerson up because the idea of Brendan Donovan is when JP Crawford is officially off of the roster, maybe next year, maybe we bench him throughout the season. You would have Brendan Donovan move to shortstop and then Cole Emerson at third. The bringing up Cole Emerson should not be the move that says, hey, this guy's injured, therefore you need Cole Emerson. He should be the move that says, hey, Cole Emerson is raking, absolutely destroying pitchers over at AAA. What if we give him a chance at the major leagues? He's he's your top star prospect for a reason. He is undoubtedly one of the next guys to become a Julio Rodriguez or a Randy Arozarena star type. And
Hmm.
bringing him up this early when he's when I don't think he's proved himself enough yet in AAA to say he's a big league guy. I don't know if he's had enough training, and I'm excited to see him. I'm super happy to see Cole Emerson up. I just I just need to see a little bit more from Cole Emerson, especially because today was just the first game.
When is your birthday?
My birthday?
Is it in June?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're actually older than Cole Emerson. Think about that. Okay, this guy is young. Okay,
Yeah.
Cole Emerson is a few months older than me because I'm November. So '05. So he's 20 years old. Okay, like this is he is like Juan Soto. I think he got called up when he was like 19 or so. 20 years old getting called up is crazy young. Okay, he legally cannot drink. That's the guy we call up. Okay, now when you're someone that young and you're definitely developing, okay, I think the development is very important. If he's like 25, like a prospect older, then it's a little different. I said, but he's so young, there's a lot of stuff he can improve in the minors. I don't want to rush his development, especially someone like Cole Emerson. So I only want him up if I guess if like our entire infield like got hit by an asteroid or something, then maybe at that point, okay, maybe you have to call him up to have somebody play. But like it wasn't not everybody was gone at that point. Like I said, Crawford wasn't even gone at that point. We still decided to call him up. I am a little worried. I hope Emerson does well, and hopefully he doesn't have to get called down or anything. But I don't want a situation where he would, he's not playing well and we have to do something about it. So I don't know. I'm not able to watch every single at bat Cole Emerson does. Like the Mariners, like, they probably have a lot more information and confidence with Cole Emerson. But for them to make that decision, I just feel like think about the timing, right? I don't like that it was a in response to a Brendan Donovan issue, right? If they truly thought he was ready and they called him up, that's one thing. But I feel like most likely it was a response. It was probably a combination. They probably kind of thought he was close to ready, and the fact that Donovan's injured, they decided to call him. I don't think it was solely because, Donovan's injured, but that's just my take on that. I don't know. I think we should give it like because he's up now, can't do anything about it. Give him some time, see how he does. He got like a walk in the first game or in Sunday game. Yeah, he played, so not too bad. But we'll see. We'll have to give it like a week or so for him to decide on that. But I don't know. The only good thing is, I guess, for the Mariners, we have some reinforcement, I guess, in the infield. But we're
So
in a situation where we're gonna have Emerson in there. Rivas probably needs to play. Naylor's gonna play, and Cole Young's gonna play, I guess. But there's not really much, backup there. So we're very thin in the infield, as you can see.
from a playing perspective, here's what Emerson's going to guarantee you. He's going to guarantee you good defense because he has a 55 grade arm, which is an above average arm. And then he's got fielding, which is 60. 60 is way above average. 50 is your average. And 55 and 60, that means that he is playing way above average shortstop and third base. The issue that we see is last year we called up Ben Williamson. We called him up as the premium third baseman defensively. Clearly, offensively, things didn't click. And sure, he was great defensively, but now you have a black hole in the middle of your lineup. I don't think Cole Emerson is that. Cole Emerson is your top prospect for a reason. And as you just said, he is still developing. I I don't know what Jerry Dipoto is and Justin Hollander are looking at here and saying this guy is ready for the major leagues. That's the issue. It's not that Cole Emerson should not be ever a major leaguer. That's not what we're saying. And we're not even saying he shouldn't be a major leaguer this year. It's just within a month you could have developed him a little bit more. The hit tool could have been a lot better than it is now. And I'm just surprised to see him coming in here in the place of Brendan Donovan. Maybe it's to say, hey, this guy has great defense, but he's not supposed to be your like plugging the hole type of guy. He's supposed to be your superstar.
Yeah, I completely agree with your assessment. I don't know. We're in such a bad situation right now. Like, if we would just really think about like how this team is, right? We have a lot of platoon guys. Like we have Rayleigh, we have Zone, we have Ref Snyder, who isn't even playing well, but for that sake, theoretically, we have Ref Snyder. And the platoons succeed when we actually are able to utilize the platoon. But now, like for example, with Garver, he has to play a majority of days when we usually only try to have him play against lefties, right? Against like, and that's the day we give Cal the rest. Yeah, it's tough out here, right? And the Mariners, they lost against the Padres. And to me, it's just, especially the state the Mariners are right now, we just have to admit they are not as good as the Padres. At its
No.
current moment, we are not. We are not better than the Padres. I am not surprised we lost this series. I'm a little disappointed we got swept, but I'm very definitely not surprised. Like we lost this series the way that this team is playing. And I think that's the reality that we have to accept right now is that the team is not in a situation where we can expect them to win a lot of games.
Yeah. And I want to move on to the White Sox here because I think the White Sox are actually a very intriguing team. I don't think that their roster shapes up to be anywhere near as good as the Mariners are historically. They're coming off of 3 consecutive seasons of 100 losses, and they're coming in here knowing, hey, we beat the Mariners like literally a week ago. We should do it again. But the Here's the thing that the White Sox are doing well. The White Sox are walking. What does that mean? The White Sox are walking. So that means that they're taking at least 4 pitches per at bat. And whenever they do that, now that causes the starting pitcher from the Mariners side to have to exit the game early because he's throwing way too many pitches. Second, because they're getting on base a lot, that means that a lot of their guys are getting more turns around their lineup. When you have players that are, let's say you're getting on base at a 333 clip, which is 1 out of 3 at bats or plate appearances you get on. If you have more plate appearances and you have that same stat, you're going to get on base more times throughout that game. Because if you have 4 at bats and you have the same stats as the guy that gets 3 at bats,
Hmm.
you're going to have probably 1/3 more times on base. That's how they get you. That's how they keep getting on base. One guy getting on base means another guy's probably going to get on base. That's how they keep doing it. And then the home runs. Munetaka Murakami has been absolutely destroying the baseball right now, and he's probably going to continue doing it. So what's the strategy against that? That's what the Mariners need to figure out during this series.
Speaking of walks, Murakami, that guy, I mean, we talked about in the last White Sox pregame analysis. You know, it's funny, we're against both the Padres and the White Sox so recently, and we're against them again. But with the White Sox, right, Murakami, he's a guy we have to watch out for sure. He's really, really good right now. Not only is he the threat with the home run, he's the threat with the walks. Like his average isn't too great, but he's the type of guy where it doesn't matter if his average is great because when he gets a hit, he does damage. And so that's a guy we have to watch out for. But it's literally not just him. Recently, I mean the White Sox in the last few games have been scoring like I pulled it up. 9 runs against the Cubs today, and then they scored 8 runs, 5 runs, 6 runs, 6 runs. Like they've been scoring so many runs. Their offense has been playing amazing. Um, you know, it's just there's not much that changed from the last episode we had with these guys. But this team, I was not that high on the White Sox. I think everyone clowns on the White Sox. Oh, the White Sox, they're terrible, right? Or it's similar to like the Rockies because they were terrible in previous years, but they've changed. They are a team that can definitely win games, and we cannot just roll over against these guys. And right now, their offense is playing a lot better than ours. Can our pitching hold up? That's a good question. Like, it's tough out here. Colson Montgomery, he's been amazing. Like, it's just these guys have been playing so well recently, especially if you look. Like there's a reason why they're scoring so many runs, like I mentioned in those games. So our pitching did not perform very well, except Hancock in this series. They need to show up. If they do not show up, I'm not exactly sure if our offense can compete. Now, luckily for them, we're not against their elite pitchers, but we still have to be able to perform.
Yeah. And look at their lineup. You've got Sam Antonacci, who's been getting on base at over 400. You've got Munetaka Murakami, almost 400 on base. You've got Miguel Vargas, same thing. You've got Colson Montgomery doing the exact same thing. You've got 4 guys who are consistently getting on base. And when you're walking, you don't need to hit the ball square to walk. You just need to foul off a million pitches and then you got to walk. You've got to look at the pitch that you're saying, "Oh, that's a ball." And then you walk. Not saying it's easy, but it's more consistent because you don't need to square up every single pitch that you get on base for. And so the White Sox definitely have figured out a strategy to keep getting on base consistently, and they're going to keep doing that against us. And if you have 3 guys on base and you have Minetaka Murakami coming up, good luck trying to get him out because he's not just a home run or die guy. He's a home run or he's going to walk type of guy. So this is a very it's actually like looking through the lineup. Every time I look through, it's more and more threatening to my eye because they're walking so much and they're getting on base. Every time Minetaka Murakami gets on base, Sam Antonacci gets a new plate appearance. And the next guy that walks, oh, Minetaka Murakami is getting his fourth plate appearance. That's how it works. And if you if you have batters getting five plate appearances and they're consistently walking and getting on base, that's how they beat you. And so the Mariners need to figure out a way to make sure get it in the strike zone, get to strike two as fast as you can, and then see if they're going to swing at the pitch, see if
Uh-huh.
they're going to ground out. Brian Wu, who's going in the first game, he has a million ways to get these guys out. He has the sweeper, get him out, strike three. He has the sinker, get it in on the hands, get a grounder to shortstop. Million ways for Brian Wu to get him out. So I want Brian Wu to go out there and show the rest of the Mariners pitching staff, hey, this is the strategy. This is how I'm getting these guys out. By the way, we will be there at that game tomorrow. So if you guys are there, come see us at the bullpen. It's going to be super fun. Um, we're gonna be watching Brian Wu warm up, and hopefully a couple other Mariners pitchers show up as well. So that's gonna be super fun. Super pumped to see any of you guys there that show up, and yeah, that's gonna be super awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to go to the game together. We went to some games last year with Julian, specifically the Ichiro Jersey night.
Yeah,
That one was cool. But I guess they're giving out the Naylor bobbleheads, I believe. So next episode, I guess we could show them off to these guys to the audience who aren't able to get them. So it'll be a cool experience, definitely. Hopefully it goes better than the Padres in terms of Mariners performances, because I don't think it can get much worse than that. Wait, you know what's funny? I mentioned that last time. It could not get much worse than the sweep last time. Well, technically I was right. It didn't get worse. It was equally as bad. So technically I was right. It could not get worse. It
yeah,
just didn't get any better.
yeah. And I want to know what you guys think. What is going on with the Mariners right now? Is it the injuries, or is it that the players right now are significantly underperforming what they should be performing? Let us know in the comments, and I'm excited to see any of you guys there. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and our beautiful faces on YouTube. Check out our Instagram, and as always, go Mariners.
Go Mariners.